We're going to look at some word problems today in this video, and word problems can be difficult to solve in math. The best way to get good at solving them and to finding their answers and solution is just to practice them. So as you go through, pause the video with each problem. So even like number 2 right here is the first one we're going to look at. Pause the video, try it on your own, and then push play and watch the video for an explanation. So this says a veterinarian assistant steps on a scale while holding a cat. The weight of the cat and the assistant is 175 pounds or 175 pounds. The assistant weighs 162 pounds. Find the weight in pounds of the cat. Okay, so you could write an equation for this if you want, or you might be able to just solve it. Just put yourself in the situation. If you were the assistant, how would you figure out how much the cat weighed? But when you're writing equations, a good thing is to look for totals. So the one total is 175. That is the weight of the cat and assistant. And so if you want to just write it out, cat and assistant, and then equals 175. Okay, let's turn this into some more of a mathematical sentence. And so to do that, we say, well, the assistant weighs 162. So we know that is true, 162. And then for the cat, we need something to represent cat. So we could just say cat, but oftentimes we use a variable. So let's say C is the weight of the cat. And so we have an equation, C plus 162 is equal to 175. And then we can subtract 162 from both sides to solve this equation. And by doing that, you might be able to see where you can make sense of this from the very beginning. So to find the weight of the cat, we just subtracted the assistant's weight from the total weight. And let's see, what we get, 13 pounds there. So the cat weighs 13 pounds. It's always a good idea to make sure you answer the right question. So they said the weight of the cat is what they wanted. Find the weight of the cat. We said C was 13 pounds, and we also said C was the weight of the cat. So therefore, the weight of the cat is 13 pounds. Okay, pause the video and look at number 4. Okay, this one is asking for the value of x. So it says the triangle has a perimeter of 82 inches. What is x? So 82 inches for the perimeter. So to find perimeter, you add up all the sides. So let's add up all the sides. I'm going to start with 10x minus 1, and then plus 4x plus 14 plus 22 is equal to 82. So perimeter means add up all the sides. And so that's where your equation comes from. Once again, we have a total. We have a total of 82. So a lot of times when you're trying to write an equation, look for a total. And then you need to solve this equation. Hopefully you know you can distribute. So you get 10x minus 10. And then let's go ahead and combine a little bit here. So let's do 14 and 22. So that's 32, 36 equals 82. And then we'll just continue to combine like terms. So 10x and 4x, those are both x's. So I can put those together as 14x. And then negative 10 and 36 make plus 26 is equal to 82. And then we want to get x by itself, so we have to subtract 26 first. So subtract 26 from both sides. And that gives you 14x is equal to 56. And then divide by 14 to get x by itself. So divide both sides by 14. And 56 divided by 14 is 4. And if you need a calculator, that's fine. And so X is 4. Now, especially on a problem like with the shape, where this has a triangle, you always want to make sure you answer the right question, because sometimes they ask for like X in this case, which is X is 4, but sometimes you might need to plug your X back in and find like a side length or something like that. But they just asked for X, so we found X. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and try number 6. So number 6 gives a lot of information. And let's see if we can work our way through it. So one thing, like read the problem, read it carefully, but also like don't get too worried about the details in the first time through. So we'll just read it together quickly. A ski resort offers a Super Saver Pass for $90. The lift ticket rates with and without the Super Saver Pass are listed below. Okay, so there's the rates. And then suppose a skier skis only on weekdays. After how many visits to the ski resort will the cost for the Super Saver Pass and lift tickets be equal to the cost of the lift tickets without the pass? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so this is one where it really helps to put yourself in the situation. Like, say you're going on a ski trip. How much is it going to cost you? Okay, so what do we know? We know, so a skier skis only on weekdays. After how many visits? So only weekdays. So we're not really concerned about the weekend holidays cost, because we are only worried about this. Okay, so you could say, well, what's the difference? How much? What's the price with and price without each day? So the price with is $22.50. The price without is $45. Okay, so how much is it changing each time? Or how much is he saving with and without each time? So you could subtract 45 minus 22.50. And you actually get 22.50. It's just cut in half. So each time he goes, or she goes, the skier goes, you're going to save $22.50 if you have the Saver Pass. However, it's going to cost you $90. So you could say, well, I'm going to save $22.50 each time, but it's going to cost me $90. So $90, and then you could, let's think of this like without an equation necessarily. So if $90, if I save $22.50 each time, well, if I go once, it's $22.50. If I go twice, that's $45, and so on and so forth. And so you could just divide 90 divided by 22.50 and see that at 4 times, the cost is going to be the same. And so after how many visits to the ski resort will the cost for the Super Saver Pass and the lift tickets be equal to the cost without the pass? And there it is. You can also do this by maybe making a table yourself or guessing and checking. So if you think about, so one trip, if they have the pass, so I'm going to kind of try to squeeze this in. So pass and then without pass. So if they have the pass, then one trip is 90 plus 22.50. If they don't have the pass, then one trip is just 22.50. And you can compare those two. 2 trips would be 90 plus 2 times 22.50. And then 2 trips here would be 2 times 22.50. And you could keep going, 3 trips and 4 trips and so on. And let's do one more. 3 trips would be 90 plus 3 times 22.50. That's how much 3 trips is costing. And then without the pass, it would be 3 times 22.50. Okay, so we want to know for X trips, how many trips? So 90 plus X times 22.50, or 22.50X. is how much the pass would cost. And then without the pass, it would just be, oh, I did the wrong, it's 45. I'm using the wrong value here. Oh, I'm sorry. Without the pass, it's 45 each time. So without the pass, it is 45 times x. And so if you want to write an equation, you want to know when these two things are equal. So 90 plus 2250x is equal to 45x. Subtract 2250x from both sides. So 90 is equal to 2250x. And then divide by 2250 on both sides to get 4 is equal to x. So a couple different ways to think through that as you look at that one. Okay, and this is the last one for this video. So pause this and give it a try. This is a garden supply store that sells daffodil bulbs for 60 cents per bulb. So Jenny spends $24 on daffodil bulbs. How many bulbs did she purchase? Okay, so if she spent $24 and there were 60 cents per bulb, then divide by 60 to find the number of bulbs she bought. You could also write this as an equation. If x is the number of bulbs, then 60 cents times x, so 60 cents for every one you're buying. So if it's 1, it's 60, 2, 120, 3.6 times 3 is 180, and so on and so forth, is equal to 24. And just divide both sides by 0.60. Which is 4. So x is 40. So she buys 40 bulbs with $24. And then Jen decides to plant the bulbs along one side of her house that is 30 feet long. How many inches apart should she plant the bulbs so they're equally spaced? Okay, so this one's a little tricky because they talk about feet, but then they want to know inches. So let's figure out how many inches we have. So 30 feet, there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So 1 foot's 12, 2 foot's 24, 3 foot's 36, and so on. And so each time I'm multiplying by the number of feet. So 30 feet and then 12 inches times 12 inches in 1 foot. And this is one way we write this, but you don't have to worry about that right now. And then that's 100 and, oh wait, hold on, I'm doing the other way around. 360 inches. So we have 360 inches on one side of our house. And you want to equally space these 40 bulbs. So to equally space those inches out 40 times, you would divide. So 360 divided by 40 is 9 inches. Okay, and then part C says, Jen thinks the daffodils will look better if the bulbs are planted 6 inches apart. How many more bulbs does she need? Okay, so there's a couple things to think through here. So put yourself in this situation. Put yourselves in Jen's shoes. You're looking at your side of your house and you have some bulbs and you start lining them up every 6 inches. How much do you have left over? Well, you could count them out, right? So you have 40 of them, and every 6 inches, you could figure out how many inches that would take. So 40 bulbs, and then every 6 inches. So that's 240 inches that you have used of your house. But we have 360 inches. Okay, so how many inches are left? Well, if you had 240 inches covered, but you have a total of 360 you want to cover, then that's 360 minus 240. So you have 120 inches left. Okay, so how many bulbs do you need to cover 120 inches? Well, there's going to be a bulb every 6 inches. So divide that number by 6. And you need 20 more bulbs. There's other ways you could think of this one also. You could go through and look at the total. You could say, well, I need 360. If I divide that by 60, or sorry, by 6, then I get 60 inches. So I need enough bulbs for 60 inches. So 60 divided by every 6 would be 10. Oh, wait, hold on. I'd have to think about that again. How would I do that? Every 6 inches. Oh, wait, I'm not sure what I said. So sorry. 360 inches, every 6 inches, divide that by 6. So 360 divided by 6 is 60. So you need 60 total bulbs, which is 20 more than you already had at 40. Sorry if I confused on that last bit. But once again, make sure you're pausing this video to give yourself time to think, give yourself time to work through it, and think about these problems on your own, and reach out if you have any questions.